welcome back. Again, we are starting one more session on the source of sound and letters. What did we see so far? We saw about vowels, consonants, about the matra kala, and so many other things. We are followers of Krishna Yajurveda, and one of the major guidelines is a book called Pradishakyam. It is correct to be described it correctly. It should be called Taitriya Pradishakyam. These have been compiled by the sages. This gives lot of rules about the Vedic recital. Now, at the beginning of Pradishakya, while they define letters, any special sounds that we use for pronouncing or delivering the sound of a letter which is not directly in line with whatever we saw in vowels or consonants, they treat it as a separate letter. Please note, whenever I use the word letter, always look at it as a sound and a source of sound. Let us take the first example. Let us look at the sounds g. Though we say g, actually in practice while we are delivering a lecture or in our lessons, we may end up saying g. That means the g sound will come. Actually, it is the sound which is produced by, say, let us take an English example of G and M together. So you say g, g. This g should come from the middle lower part of your throat, right? And it has got a matra kala of 1. The other letter we would come across, or the sound that we come across, is ig. That is G plus G together, which is ig. So when do you get a g? In Krishna Yajurveda. It is also in Shukla Yajurveda when we have listened to a few recitals. We don't know about any other. Definitely it is not there in Rig Veda, right? Now, when an Anushwaram comes before a Ra, Ha, Sa, Sha or Sha, then the im becomes gum. We say Gananam Tva Ganapadim Havamahe. The Ha comes right after Anuswaram. Ganapatim. So we say Ganapadigum Havamahe. Right? There are words when they are formed, like you say Tushtuvagum Sastanubihi. The word is Tushtuvagum Sa. There are grammar rules which convert the Tushtuvam Sa into a single word. It's a single word. So it becomes Tushtuvagum Sa. Gumsa, right? Please look at pronouncing the gum, or the sound should be uttered from the middle of the throat. When you hear it, when we are demonstrating, it could be a little harsh or slightly out of tune, which you should ignore, right? Sthirairangai Tushtuvagum Sastanubihi. So within a word formation, if a sa comes, gum is also used. So you must have seen in Gayatri, Narasihumha Prasodayahat Higumsi, that is Himsi becomes Higumsi, Simha becomes Sihumha, right? This is one. Then when do you get the ig sound? Ig. That is the joining of two G's together, the third Ga, right? Which is soft consonant Alpa Prana. Now, when an im, that Anuswaram im, is followed by a conjunct consonant or a joint letter, or what is called technically the Samyukta Akshara, it will become ig, right? Therefore, the best example when you are reciting Chamagam would be Kalpada Shotram. It is Kalpadam Shotram Yajnena Kalpatam. So, Kalpadagat Shotram. Why? After im, Shro comes. What is Shro? A joint letter. Ish, Ir and O together. Therefore, it is Kalpadagat Shotram. Another good example which you come across is in Ashtatik Palaga, Huvenu Chakram Puruhudam Indram Swastino. But we say Puruhudam Indrag Swastino Magava Datvindraha. That means here the im is followed by Swa, Swasti. So Swa is a joint letter or a Samyukta Akshara. Therefore, we make it to Indrag Swastino Magava Datvindraha. So this has to be remembered. So g comes from the bottom of the throat. Same, only thing is the usage is at the same place. The sound g will ig, the ig plus ig, that ig will reverberate little lightly, or gum will reverberate lightly or strongly depending on the words, which we are taking in another session on the basics of Veda recital. Okay, so these two special sounds are considered as letters or treated as special sounds. So to explain the next concept, let us go to Rudram. What do we say? Namak Kagupaya Nishangine. This ik is not ik with the second ka. It is not actually the hard consonant and what do you call the Mahaprana, right? This comes, you say ik, you say ih. So it comes somewhere closer to when you say h, ih. Therefore, this is a specific source of sound. So whenever a visargam is followed by a letter which starts with a hard consonant ka or ka, this sound will come like Namakka Gubaya Nishangine Ste Nanam Pataye Namo Namo. The Jikwa Mulya. Jikwa means the tongue. Mulya means the root or the base. Since the tongue touches the base of the tongue touches the bottom part of the throat, it is called Jikwa Mulya. Right? You should remember. The other one is, say, when you recite Vishnu Sahasranama, you say Vishva Yonif Punarvasuhu. Right? So, when there is a Visargam and you have a first letter Pa or Fa, like Phalam comes in, this will come in. This is not exactly the second Mahaprana Fa. So, we say it slightly Vishva Yonif Punarvasuhu. This is called Vishva Yonif Punarvasuhu. It is like F, not fully. It is not if with a PH, but it's somewhere between the PH and saying if and F. So, Vishva Yonif Punarvasuhu. This is called Upadhmaniya, right? The meaning says it is blowing of air, but you should not blow too much of air. Where will it come? Whenever there is a Visarga and it is followed by a Pavarga, you will get Upadhmaniya. The Jikwa Mulya and Upadhmaniya will take half a matra scale. The other concept that we will see is the concept called Yama, in plural Yamas. This can be best explained by taking an example. You want to say Padma. When you say Pad, Pa, it comes from the front of the Id. Id comes from the bottom of your throat. Ma comes from the front of the throat. It's a labial, right? Now, if you say idma, there will be a bit of stress because you have to jump from the bottom of the throat while saying id to ma. Therefore, when you say padma, vidma, the id will come somewhere above the throat, not from the bottom of the throat. So, the sound is smoothened out when you say padma, vidma. These are called yamas. There are 4 yamas. It is for the kavarga, chavarga, Tavarga and Tavarga, right? It won't come for Pavarga because Pavarga is always pronounced with respect to your lips. So, the need to adjust your sound doesn't come. So, we want to say something like Ijma, Parijma. So, these are the examples of Yamas. But please observe your Guru for the correct pronunciation of Yamas. If you stress it too much, there will be a stress in your throat. So, these have to be rendered very smoothly. Your pronunciation or recital of the yamas go on improving as you practice or you recite in the class with others, it will get smoothened out, right? Please observe that it is not you say idma, it is not the id, third the position, or when you say ijma, it is not the ja position. It is somewhere in between and it comes with a combination of ma, which is following, right? Therefore, it is treated as a specific sound or a source of sound. Therefore, Pradishakam allots 4 letters to yamas. The next concept that you will see is Svarabhakti. What is Svarabhakti? I'll just only cover it simply. We will cover Svarabhakti in details in the basics of Veda recital that will follow. You come across words like Varsha, Saptarshaya. We never say Rushaya with a R sound. It is Ir and added to it is a Ru. So where does it come? When there is a Ir and it is followed by Ha, Ra, Ha, R, right? Sa as in Saraswati. Sha and Sha. Please again let me repeat. An Ir is followed by Ha, Sha as in Shiva, Sha as in Pushpam, Sa as in Saraswati, right? And R, the Rishi R. So, what happens is Nirrite. You try to say Nirrite, when you try to add the Ir and the R, it will sound like you are saying Ru. No, it's not R, it is Ir. A R follows, so you give a pass. So, how do you balance it is, we always normally represent it through with an ir and a dot. It has to be pronounced as ir, the ra, and add to it half of r as in rishi. So, saptarshaya, right? Varsha, Barhatspatsyam. So, this concept of this Svarabhakti, the value of the Svarabhakti will be that of one matra but taken continuously. The Svarabhakti also comes in when the word within is followed by ha, va, ya and all. See, in Rudram you say tan yagyasya magaya sarva navejamage. You don't say ta, you give a slight extension to the in letter pause, then you go to the yagyasya, so that it will not sound like tanya. Again, you have sahasra valsha in the valsha. So it is not, it is valsha. It may, if you say fast, it may become l. So it is valsha. So it is a il plus a l. Right? Put it together, so you are extending the la a little bit, and that pause, then you say sha. So it will not become valusha. So we will deal with the details of Svarabhakti in the separate chapter in the basics of Veda recital. Kindly note, when you are reading Sanskrit text, see, when they write Varsha and there is a Svarabhakti, the ir will be represented with a specific halant signal below the R. It will not come as an as a C above the Sha. When you say Irsha, together, normally the Ir will form a matra above the following letter. Here it will be specifically represented as a halant. That's how you identify in good books that it has to be said as a, or it has to be pronounced or uttered as a Svarabhakti. So, in Pradishakyam, after taking all the distinct sounds which I explained in this video, the number of letters or akshara are taken as 64. Please note that more than taking it as a 64 letters, 64 distinct sounds that are produced and uttered by distinct contact of your tongue or parts of your mouth and the sound reverberation. With this, I think we have reasonably covered the concept of letters in Sanskrit or as in Vedas as a source of sound and also as a vibration. We will start with a new topic in a next video. Thank you. Till then, goodbye.